Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Will. Today I'm going to talk about how I lost 100 pounds, the mindset that it took to get there, and just what was it that took so long to develop that mindset. So I'm going to start with the mindset. I'm going to leave the how to last. And the reason being is because I believe that there's so many different ways to do it, right? I mean, you could just do a YouTube search and you can see many different ways to do it over and over. So many different people did so many different things. And something that's good for me might not be good for you. But actually what I really believe is that once you have the mindset right, you can pretty much do anything, right? Your mindset, if you have the mindset right, you can do absolutely anything. And oftentimes what we do is we get a howl and we run with it. But the mindset is not right, so we crash and we go right back to the old place that we once were. And I've done that many a times. Working with youth, one of the things I worked in a drug rehabilitation center one time. And one of the things that was said that really got my attention, they said that in order for a person who's an addict to stop being an addict, they have to make up their mind. They have to come to the decision on their own. And they said it usually happens when a person is in a place where they have to look at the situation that they're in and really finally take ownership and say, look, I got myself here. Where they can't point the blame at their mom, they can't point the blame at their sister, they can't paint the blame at nobody. They have to take full responsibility. And what we've seen over and over, when that situation comes, the person is actually ready to stop being an addict. Now we have to look at this as the same way. If you're not overweight because of some kind of medical problem, some thyroid or something like that, something that you're taking. If it's not like that, it's pretty much because you're an addict, right? You've been an addict for long as you can remember, to food, to sweets, to sugar, to whatever the case may be. But this is an unhealthy lifestyle. So first of all, you have to think about the mindset. And with me, I just had to really get to a point, just like the addict. I had to get to a point where I didn't want to be overweight anymore, and I'm still overweight, so I'm still on my journey. But I just couldn't stand it anymore. I had to make a decision in my mind. Look, I'm not going to continue to be overweight. I'm not going to continue to live like this. And once I made up my mind, the rest was easy. Of course, I had to alter my plan a few different times when I found out things weren't working. But the point was, my mind was made up. I wanted to do this thing. I wanted to make this happen, right? So I started to seek out information. I started to look at different people YouTube videos. I got a gym membership. I started working out at home. I started eating right. I started finding out, what is it about this whole eating thing? And what I found out was, it's been things that I've been doing my entire life that I could have changed just like that. And it would have made it a lot better for me, but I hadn't made that decision in my mind. And also, the people around me never actually pushed me to do that or anything, or the doctors or anything. Of course, I would always hear the doctors say, you got to lose weight, things like that. But I didn't really know the root of the problem, especially in my own self, because I kind of got more specific problems dealing with allergies, dealing with eczema and asthma. I was dealing with a lot of different things, and I didn't really fully understand the makeup of all those different things. I didn't understand that asthma actually is a way of your body dealing with allergy, like an allergen. So allergies and asthma go hand in hand. So I didn't know all of those different things. I didn't know that a lot of the things that I ate on a regular basis, I had allergens to it, because the things that I was directly allergic to, like the peanuts and things like that, those things, if I come in contact with them, they'll get me out of here right away. But also, a lot of us have different little allergies that we have, that affect us that we don't even really know it. I mean, here in America, most people have dairy allergies, and dairy is really toxic to a lot of our bodies, right? You know, we're the only species that continue to drink milk after we're weaned off of our parents. And so I had to look at all those things, and I had to take those things into consideration. Those are the things that I had to do first. But when I made up my mind, it allowed me to do all of this other stuff. So the mindset came first. Let's talk about why it took me so long to get my mind right. What exactly was it? Um, I don't know. A lot of times, I just feel that it is probably the way that we're raised and the habits that we've been taught, things like that. But also, what I thought about is that when it comes to trying to lose this weight, when it comes to going out to the gym, when it go talk about going out to mountain climbing, when it talks about going out to doing anything active, you have to be vulnerable to people around you. You have to be vulnerable, make yourself vulnerable to enough to go out there and get it done and not feel embarrassed. You know that thought about going into the gym and not knowing if you're strong enough, not knowing if you're fast enough. You talking about going to play a sport. Those doubts in your head, those things that seem to paralyze you. You know, you have to put yourself out there, and that's very scary. That's very scary. A lot of times I remember just not wanting to go outside and do the things because I was always embarrassed about a certain way that I looked and certain things and stuff like that. And it wasn't even for me. It wasn't even that everybody picked on me, because I was one of them people that had a quick temper, and you couldn't pick with me, because if you picked with me, it was going to be consequences, right? So it wasn't even so much the fact that people were going to pick on me, because I didn't have a problem with people bullying me. I was the person that would protect the bullies, right? But what it was still, what are they thinking? You see what I'm saying? Because I had low self image of myself. I thought about what I was thinking, right? And so if I'm looking at these, if I go back, and I wanted to go back and look at these things, because I wanted to understand. I wanted to understand I like to understand how people think. I like to understand the reason why I do certain things. So I often trace back. I go back to my past and I think about my mindset at the time. But that was one of my biggest hindrances. It was the fact that I had to be vulnerable. I had to put myself out there, even doing videos like this. These videos help. I'm holding myself accountable, because I know that I have a goal, and I want to be better next week. I want to be better next month. And for me to put myself out there on social media, you see what I'm saying? I'm leaving myself vulnerable to you guys. You see what I'm saying? And so I think that one of the big things is that you have to get over that fear. You have to leave yourself vulnerable. You have to be open. It's kind of like a person that's been hurt, through love. And they'll never find love again if they don't actually open up, if they don't put themselves out there. You see what I'm saying? And that's the same way when it comes to this. I saw a video of a dude that was like 600 or 700 pounds, and he I'm sure he was embarrassed, but a lot of time big people, they try to make fun of themselves. So he's making fun of himself and stuff like that. But he found some people that was willing to encourage him, and then through encouraging him, I mean, he lost like 300 and some pounds, almost 400 pounds, and this gentleman is doing so much better. But he had to put himself out there. He had to start somewhere, and I think that's one of the main things that hold us back is that we're not willing to put ourselves out there. And so on this journey, that's just what I've been overcoming. That's the things that I've been overcoming, because once I got my mindset right, once I said, you know what, I'm going to do this no matter what it takes. So now, okay, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm gonna go do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go do it. I was going to the gym with a couple friends, that was in a lot better shape than me. They were buff, you know what I mean? Had endurance and all that stuff. And it actually pushed me, because it made me work harder. but you know, at first I was feeling like I was too embarrassed to go do something like that, you know. But I just had to start, you know, and so that's one of the biggest things. Just really um, putting yourself out there, you know, putting yourself out there, getting over that fear. You know, we all have fears. You know, don't let nobody ever tell you that everything is all right in their life, because everybody got some kind of fear. Everybody got some kind of insecurity. A lot of people just worked past it, and so you have to work past that. Work past that insecurity. Work past that fear. Now for the how, because I'm a person that want to see quick results. I'm always wanting to see quick results. That no matter what it is, if they tell me that it's going to take 5 years, I want to figure out how can I do it in 6 months. You see what I'm saying? But with that, I'm a person that's always willing to take drastic measures. I'm willing to do things to the extreme in order to get a quicker result. So when I was talking about dealing with my spiritual life, I was willing to cut out TV completely for years. You see what I'm saying? Because I wanted to increase my spiritual life. You know, anything I do, I'm always willing to do whatever it takes and sacrifice right up front, because I believe that once I get some results, it makes it easier for me to keep going. So for me, you know, I just gave up. I just gave up a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I drink so much water. One of the things that I do is I drink water all the time. I get one of these cups right here. I get a cup full of ice, right? And I drink this boy. I mean, I drink many of these a day. I can constantly keeping myself filled up with water. You know, I was doing, when I look and see that, you know, different detox, you know, detox with lemons and cucumbers and things like that. I would put that in the water. I did all of that. At first, I did the master cleanse. You know, I just went all out. I was just trying everything that I can. And I started going to the gym quite often. I was going 3 to 4 times a week, and I was seeing results, you know, but uh I wasn't seeing the kind of results that I wanted, you know, and I was eating better. I was eating a whole lot better. I had cut out for the most part, fast food and things of that sort. I've never been a pop drinker, so that wasn't one of those things that I had to do. But one day I was at the gym, and I always see this bodybuilding lady who's a personal trainer, and she's there all the time helping people out, and she's really fit, really fit. And so I just pulled her over and I said, "Look, man, I've been coming here all the time, and I see people that you working with losing weight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm losing weight, but I'm losing weight pretty slow. What is it that what am I doing wrong?" And she said, "You know, let me tell you this." She said, "This is what I tell my people all the time. Fat don't make you fat. Carbs do." And she said, "So what I suggest is that you get on a low carb diet, low carb, high fat diet." And I always hated the word diet, so I didn't like counting calories or nothing like that. And she said, "At your size, you know, you don't really have to even count the calories. You just have to, you know, stop eating the carbohydrates." And so I did that. I stopped eating the carbohydrates, and I just kept drinking my water, eating fruits, eating vegetables, eating meat. You know, mainly chicken. Well, I was eating at the time. I was eating chicken, turkey, beef. I was eating all kind of meat at the time. Since now I only eat chicken and turkey, but back then I was eating all kind of meat, and I was just eating vegetables, and I would eat fruit sometime as well. But what I found is that the weight just started pouring off like super, super fast. It started coming off really, really fast. And I just started getting really excited. You know, I just got excited, more excited. So I started researching and looking at more different things. I started adapting a more healthier lifestyle. I cut McDonald's out. I cut Burger King out. I cut all of those things out. You know what I mean? I mean, now I kind of I just look at it for what it is. I just look at it like it's poison. Now I don't even have the urge to do it. You know, um, so that was that's really what I did. I just really just I think that mostly every I think anybody could really lose weight if they just focus on the diet. I mean, I think the exercise is definitely very, very important, but majority of people, if you just change your diet, you'll start losing weight. You know, especially if you're really overweight. If you get into a caloric deficit where where you're not eating over the amount of calories for your body type, you're gonna lose weight anyway. But see, that's why I said it's that's the least important part on the how, because I mean that seems pretty simple, you know. I mean, other than the fact that it's everybody don't have the will to just do that, but I mean that's not very hard. It's not like I gave you a big intense plan or anything like that. But the mindset is where it's at. The mindset is where it's at. You have to make up your mind. You have to make up your mind today that, look, I'm tired of being like this. I don't want to be like this anymore. And so if you do that, then everything else will just fall in place. Everything else will fall in place. Because, you know, you'll go out there and research. You'll find something that fits you. But I believe you definitely have to do something that you can make it a lifestyle choice, and not something that you're just doing for 10 days trying to lose weight, because that weight's going to come right back. I've done that. I've done that. I've done all those different things, and weight always came right back. So, all right, take care. God bless, guys.